I think family's the right word, actually. I was thinking about it just before in the hotel room, and you go into work and it's like a gang, and you feel like there's no real crazy egos at play, there's no divisive personalities, and you just feel it's a safe place to work, and yeah, you do feel like it does feel like an extended family now after all this time, and I wouldn't have changed it for anything. Yeah.
And what are you most proud of looking back over all your time with this family?
I think I'm just proud of the way the show's evolved, really. I'm proud of being part of that. The way when I joined it, it was really all about the Dingles and the Sugdens, and now it's this much bigger beast, but it's not changed its ethos of being everybody's in it together. So I'm just proud that it's now being recognised in the way it's been recognised, because it's been a long time coming. So it's just a great place to be at the minute.
Monday night was amazing. To get 8 awards in one night was incredible, and to finish on the best soap again was just insane. None of us ever take it for granted. We were all so shocked and so overwhelmed, and just so proud to be part of this amazing thing, and to be in it at such a wonderful time for me is amazing, because we know the people that have been in it for years have gone through years and years and years of not getting recognised for the wonderful work that they've done. So to echo what Mark said, to see your peers being so happy and for getting recognised for such wonderful work is amazing.
It's not just the cast, it's for the crew as well. Yeah. The crew just works so hard. They're phenomenal. It's a proper team effort at Emmerdale. I mean, it is everywhere at all soaps, but we're obviously very biased and love our team to bits. So
I know it's a hard question, but out of all the great soaps on TV, what do you think is unique? What is most special about the Dale?
Do you know what I think is great about Emmerdale? And we're very lucky. We've got the scenery. We have got that beautiful village, and we've got all the hills in the background that are genuine. You've got your genuine sheep running around and stuff. It's beautiful. It's a pleasure to be there every morning.
Do you ever think about life after the Dale, or is that something that you think you'll hopefully never have to contemplate?
Well, I was just saying, I don't really think about it in terms of, I only think about it as long as my contracts will go, because you can't assume that they'll, I love being in it, and it's been the longest streak of luck that I could have ever imagined, and I'd love to carry on doing it. So I know it sounds like I have to tell you this kind of positivity, but it's a really great place to work, so I'm just enjoying it while it lasts, really.
The performance on X Factor was mesmerising. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind that and how that reflects the forthcoming music from you?
Absolutely. So you were talking about Angel, right? Angel. That is it's a cover of The Weeknd, Angel, and the opening is an original, which I composed myself. And for me, the track could be anything. It could be interpreted in many different ways, like love, relationships. But what I wanted to do on X Factor was to twist it and make it about, current situations that are going on in the world. And I love the juxtaposition between something that is really beautiful versus something that makes you want to cry, or war, or refugees, or something like that, with the beautiful lyrics going on. So, my album in general is a body of work that I really want to use, and hopefully will inspire everyone, from kids to adults. And I want to make it as interesting and as different as I possibly can, and not keeping it within the sort of parameters that we normally expect musicians to be in. So always pushing. In
terms of that collection of songs, are there any tracks in particular that you're most excited to be sharing with an audience?
Do you know what? There's all of them for different reasons. I feel like my track to my children, so I can't really say I've got a favourite. They're all different for different scenarios. I think there's tracks that are going to make you cry, tracks that are going to make you laugh, tracks that are going to make you want to dance up and down and have a good time. And depending on how you're feeling, you know what I mean? I'll wake up every morning and I hear the album and I'm like, that's my favourite now, or that I like that one today. So, it's a real body of work that I'm proud of, man.
Talk about blending, I guess, entertainment with important messages. Do you think music does have the power to change the world?
Absolutely. I mean, some of our favourite artists are, pioneers of that, and I feel like it's a responsibility that we have as artists to make a change with the world, man. We can all be here, red carpet, glitz and glamour, but really, is that making a difference to people's lives? No. So, for me, I'm on a mission to really make that change. But it's great being here because I get to speak to people like you and yourself and hopefully spread a message that you just wouldn't necessarily hear on a red carpet. I guarantee you, you won't have a conversation like this tonight. So, you know, as an artist, it is really a big responsibility to connect and help people through tough times. And today is a tough time. We're living a bit of funny times, and you know, I made the music to hopefully get people through difficult times.
I mean, in terms of transformative, can you talk about how your life has absolutely transformed in the past 12 months?
No, it's been amazing. You know, I'm able to do music 24/7. You know, without having to worry about anything else. So I'm living the dream, as it were. Making music, performing music every day. This is my life now. So completely humble, man. Amazing.
Do you have a message for your fans out there before you leave it?
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep doing what you're doing and do it with love. Whatever you do, choose love first. Wicked. Thank you for your support.
What does it mean for you to be part of the ITV family?
You know what, it's a massive thing for me because obviously it's such a great channel. They've been really supportive of my work and Ricky's work throughout the years. So it's great to be invited to an event like this.
Beyond tonight, what have you got coming up at the moment? What are you most excited about?
I've got a show called Japandemonium, which is about Japanese game shows, and that should be coming out in the new year for ITV.
What is the unique magic of Japanese game shows? What can you describe that?
Because they are so random and they have no rules. I think that's the magic of Japanese game shows.
What is Japandemonium going to show us or teach us about that?
It's not going to teach you anything, it's just a lot of fun. So obviously you've seen Japanese game shows for yourself, so we've just got a roundup of the best Japanese game shows, and I'm just kind of poking fun at them.
And do you have a particular favourite Japanese game show?
Ooh, I don't have a favourite. There's some really random ones. There's one clip which I'm thinking about at the moment where there's a massive tube and there's a cockroach in the middle of the tube with two girls on either end, and they have to blow it into the other person's mouth. And that's a game, a real game on a Japanese game show.
Sold.
So nice to be here as part of the ITV family. I've been working with ITV for about 5 or 6 years now, doing so many different shows, and it's such a great channel. They have such great content, amazing people. I feel really privileged to be along tonight.
When you're not making great shows yourself, what do you like to watch yourself? Is there any other ITV shows that you're addicted to secretly?
Oh, I think I love watching I'm a Celeb. It's about to come up again. I think it's always quite enjoyable. All the shows, to be honest. What I tend to do is I download lots and I watch them when I'm on my long journeys travelling around the world.
In terms of those long journeys, what do you have coming up? What should we be excited about looking to the future?
I have a new show on ITV coming up called Britain's Top 100 Dogs. That's a bit closer to home. Did that with Sarah Cox. And I do another series where I travel around the world living with wild people in the wildest corners. So you can look out for me chasing pirates in Cambodia, living in remote corners of the Ozarks in the United States, and in remote corners of Canada.
I'm curious, what do we have to learn from people who lead those lives that are so very different and remote from our own experience?
Well, it's the complete antithesis to all of this. And I love it that I think for many of us we've made lives very complicated for ourselves, but actually if you strip it all back to its absolute basics, you can still get a huge amount, if not more, out of life. I think we really could learn a lot from them.
Of course, the 100 Dogs programme you say is very close to your heart. Can you talk a little bit about what fans can expect from that, particularly dog lovers?
I'm a dog lover. I've worked with dogs, been with dogs all my life, and what's really nice about this show is it's a celebration of all dogs. So it's not just pedigree, it's mixed breeds, it's mutts, it's rescue dogs, and what we've really tried to do is just bring a celebration back to dogs as something that licks you, sheds its hair all over you, that you curl up on the sofa. That it's not just something that goes to shows and that you have to kind of brush and make them look perfect. So I think people will just see a big kind of warm, sloppy dog kiss of a show.
It's amazing, really. I didn't expect it to be as big as what it was, but obviously there's like a lot of like big names here and that, you know, and it's nice to be a part of it all. Like take my brother around with me and stuff. It's a good little occasion, you know. So.
There are fans here of all the shows, but why do you think yours, out of everything that's on television, is the one that seems to be capturing people's hearts and minds the most?
I don't know. It's just, I think because it's relatable, you know. Everybody was like, it's normal, you know, and it's an ideal situation where you can put people into like a villa on holiday. It's like a holiday, like sort of romancy thing, which then turns into something serious. So it's like sort of everyone's like sort of. I can imagine a lot of people would like like to fall in love that way, you know, on holiday in some sort of romantic setting in a nice villa in Spain. It's quite ideal, really, isn't it? So I think people can relate to it because everybody's like normal people on there, you know. So.
How hard is it to fall in love with the entire nation watching, though?
It is. It's hard. It's hard in a sense because you do remember the cameras there, but at the same time you forget. So it's just like you're in a room, I don't know, like in a normal, for instance, the shop behind us, and the security camera's in the corner of the room. You know, you do forget. You don't like walk in there and go, oh, there's a security camera in the corner. So you do forget. Everything is like normal. Everything's like how you see it, you know what I mean? Obviously lots of things are cropped and stuff, so things can be like manipulated a little bit, but everything's like legit, you know. I didn't get asked or prompted to say anything I didn't want to say, and I would never say anything I didn't want to say, so it all worked out like exactly how I sort of wanted it to, because everything that came out of my mouth was legit, you know. So.
I mean, looking back over your time in the villa, happiest moment, and what, if anything, do you regret about your experience?
My happiest moment was, I think, probably Montana choosing me, I reckon, and just like sort of being able to share an experience with a girl like her, you know. I really enjoyed, obviously, all of it, but it's just like, it's just wicked. It's just gone on holiday with all your friends, and you've got like 5 or 6 girls that they put in there as well, and you can all chat on. You're all similar age, and it's good. That the whole experience itself was my favourite part about it. The outside and sort of people having an opinion, I would say, is probably an idea of how you are is probably the worst part. Yeah.
My final question, I'm sure people will be keen to know what your current relationship status is. Are you an available man?
I'm an available man. I'm very single, yes. I have no problem with like taking people out and sort of sharing that with everybody else as well. But I'm currently single, yeah, currently single.
What does it mean for you to be a part of the ITV family and to be along for the party tonight?
Yeah, I didn't really know what this was at first. Like, I didn't really have a clue what the gala was until the recent time. So now seeing all this red carpet, you know, I'm really happy to be here. I think it's going to be an amazing night. I'm happy to be here, seeing all the other Islanders as well, because I've seen most of the Islanders, but I haven't seen everyone. But I seen them all a minute ago. Said hello again. We had a nice little chat and that, so it's really good to be back. And you know, I think this could be really cool as well.
Talking about the island, can you talk about what it's like to be a part of the show and why you think it remains the hottest thing on TV, everyone's favourite show?
Yeah, well, it's amazing to be part of it. I think because it's so real, you know what I mean? It's so real. Everyone's so genuine. Everyone just goes in. It's basically you know, everyone comes from different backgrounds and stuff, and you know, some people's always doing bits and stuff already, but everyone goes in as like kind of normal people essentially. So I think it relates to basically everyone watching, even different age ranges, because someone's at that point at one stage of their life. If not, they're going to be at that stage. But I think it's just because it's so unscripted, but really well put together. I think it just talks to everyone, really.
As fans have their favourite moments, looking back on your time on the show, do you have a particular favourite moment or one that makes you smile the most?
Yeah, one of my favourite moments was it's just a conversation with Marcel and Chris, and another one with Kem. Just taking a piss, just taking a piss. But that's when I laughed the most, anyway. But yeah, also other moments when I jumped over the pool and stuff. There were good times, and that the other times other people remembered. And when I made a few other comments about the other Islanders after one glass of wine, but that was cool as well. But yeah, it was a wicked time, really, the whole thing.
My final question, how much of the other Islanders are you seeing now, and what's your current relationship status? Are you an available man, if anyone's interested?
I'm very available, and I will be for a while, I reckon. I'm not really... If the right person comes along, then, you know what I mean? I think about settling down, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I see Alex all the time. I can't think of the top of my head. Quite a few of the other boys as well. There's a few other girls with the same management and stuff, so we come to the same events. But yeah, I see probably half the Islanders who are here today anyway, now and again.
Trying to explain something like Love Island, I mean, it's very different coming out than it was actually on there, but I mean, I can see why it's addictive. It is seeing people, when you video 24/7, it is seeing people at their best and their worst, and kind of like, I guess that's what people want to see. They want to see like people vulnerable, they want to see people in situations that they probably wouldn't normally be in. And you do act very differently when you're on there, you know, like that pressure cooker environment, it makes you kind of like a little bit crazy, to be honest with you, but I think that's why. I think it's people seeing people without any sort of barriers. There's no sort of like shades up, it's just people being people.
What do you think was different about how you were on the show from how you would be if someone met you and was hanging out with you in real life now?
I mean, there's a few things on there. it is what it is. It's TV. They have to cut it down. But there's a few things on there which were cut in certain ways which I didn't really think came out the same way that they happened on there, which is fair enough. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone sort of acts differently in there. Like I said, it makes you act differently. Like, it was quite an experience.
Do you think that it's possible to find romance with the entire nation watching? Do you think, or is that a futile endeavour?
It's quite difficult, I think. You know, the concept seems quite straightforward, but no, I think trying to find romance when you're under constant scrutiny it's an uphill struggle. But I mean, fair play, some people did it and they succeeded, so it's good.
Since you've left the show, how in touch are you with the other contestants, and what is your relationship status at the moment for interested parties?
I'm still in touch with pretty much, well, at least 90% of the people who were on there for like a good amount of time that I was on there with. I get on with everyone. Like, it was a crazy experience we all had together, so, you know, a lot of them friends for life. And my relationship status is taken. Like, I'm with Steph Pratt, still ongoing.
A lot of disappointed ladies. Do you have a message to fans, people who love watching the show, and I guess, what are you doing outside of the show now? What have you got coming up? Any other projects you're working on?
Well, you know, thanks for watching. Don't take it all too seriously. But yeah, no, upcoming stuff is, I can't really say too much, but yeah, there's a few big things coming over the next couple of months. That's all I can say.
This is the first ITV Gala I've actually managed to get to. Last year I was doing Panto in Southsea, and the 2 years before that I was doing the Chase Australia in Australia. So this is actually the first one I've been to. So I've no idea what to expect. It should be fun.
Talking about unexpected, I think the Chase is obviously people's favourite TV pleasure for many reasons, one of them being Bradley's moments of madness. Do you have a personal favourite out of all of those viral clips that are out there?
Well, I mean, I do quite like that the German skier went viral. On the other hand, I believe she isn't happy about it. It is a bit unfortunate that she may, you know, always be known for that. We had at least one more giggling fit in the shows we've just recorded. I can't actually remember now what it was about, but it was really funny. So there is more giggling to come, I can promise you that.
How often do the giggling fits make the final cut, or are there lots of them that end up on the...
They always try to, I mean, honestly, they try to write questions that will do that to Bradley. So they absolutely want to leave the gags in. The thing is, we do so many shows, they all blur together. And people keep coming up and saying, "Hi, I was on the Celebrity Chase." And I'm like, okay, I'm sure you were. I'm sure I know who you are, but I have no idea who you played, and if it was me, I have no idea what happened, because I'm terribly sorry, but we do such a lot of them, and I just don't remember.
Curious, given your friendly and very beautiful persona tonight, I'm curious how you feel about being transformed into a slightly more scary figure on the show.
Yeah, it was kind of that was the character she was always going to be. So, you know, I was quite happy. I knew that the point was we had to be intimidating. Otherwise it didn't work. You can't really have a nice chaser. There is something about lace that just attracts earrings all the damn time. Yeah, sorry about that. Whenever I'm trying to look nice, something disastrous always happens. So yeah, I mean, when they make me up in the morning, it takes an hour in the morning for me to have my hair done on my face and get into the costume, and all that time I'm sort of gradually feeling more and more governessy. And by the time I get on set, yeah, I'm her.
Curious, when you and the rest of the chasers get together and compete amongst yourselves, who is the champ amongst the chasers?
We don't really compete amongst ourselves. We do keep statistics. Mark in particular, because he used to be a maths teacher, and he keeps the stats. We all know Paul is the best quizzer. Paul is phenomenally good. Mark is the fastest and the most confident. If they've set a 24, Mark is the one that you want to be facing that, because he's the one who will chase it down. And we've all got our own strengths and weaknesses. Read an awful lot, quiz an awful lot, go out to quizzes, not just pub quizzes, join a quiz league, find out about things like the Quest events and the Quiz in the North if you live in the North, join the QLL if you live in London, and like I say, read a lot, be curious, and go on a website called Sporkle, which is American, has millions of fantastic quizzes that are very good for learning things.
What does it mean for you to be a part of the ITV family and to be here celebrating with everyone else tonight?
Well, I care a lot about ITV and the ITV family, and actually it's interesting you put it in that way, because the team that make my show, that's exactly what it is. It can take 100 hours to get one case on, and so the producers work incredibly hard. And I really care about that. By the time I arrive at court and my case is already beautifully done. We've got to remember that it's actually the hard work of a huge collection of the most brilliant minds and people that just love being there. They're fantastic. So, good question. It feels like a family to me.
Obviously, your show is fantastic entertainment, but can you talk about the value of having dispute resolution in this kind of forum, and particularly in a public forum like on television?
What, you're making a face, which means that you're suggesting you don't approve. I should tell you, I really care about the outcome of the cases. There's never a moment when I shut the door and think, would this be interesting for telly? And you've got to remember that sometimes a case which you might see, which is 20 minutes, 30 minutes perhaps on the show, could have lasted an hour or an hour and a half, and it gets cut down. But everybody that comes on the show isn't just treated with dignity, it's treated exactly as it would be if it were in any other mediation. And very often, families, especially when they break down, my job isn't to in any way make things worse, it's to see that they can resolve their dispute and hopefully leave for the better. That really matters. And I really care. You'll see if you came and watched it. Come and watch it in Manchester.
I will do. And of course, of all the interesting disputes that you've had to settle, is there one in particular that makes you smile the most when you think about it? Just because some of them are more petty than others.
We've done over 1,000 cases, so it's impossible to say. I really care about the ones where people are completely, where families have really broken down and they leave court in a happier place. That matters. But each week brings up its new nuance. I mean, the other day we dealt with a case with a parrot who was attacking people, and he caused a very serious injury. And interestingly, the only thing the parrot would dance to was a song called Man Eater and all the single ladies. That was his victory dance. I mean, you can't write it, can you? Or some of the answers, a woman suing her dentist, where did you have your teeth done? In my mouth. Brilliant. Proustian.
I like working for ITV, they pay me and they let me have fun, so yeah, I'm very appreciative of them.
You've always got great stuff coming up with The Juice and beyond. What else have you got coming up at the end of the year and into next year?
End of the year, I think on television, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, she's gone. Yeah, going through keyholes and stuff, and back with Paddy McGuinness making films, and also coming in America. I went to America. Yeah, that's a TV show that I did as well.
Just real quick, there's a couple of questions people who watch Juice always have. First of all, is Gino really from Sheffield?
Yes. Yes, he is. And he's not really a chef.
There you go.
I'm just a regular girl from Barnsley, so to be on this red carpet tonight is an absolute honour, and I'm so grateful for everyone that's helped me along the way, because this is fantastic. I'm living the dream.
Obviously, last week's performance saw you pushing yourself into a slightly out of your comfort zone experience. Can you talk a little bit about how that was and what's coming up this week?
Singing a Spanish song was a big challenge. I can hardly speak English, never mind Spanish. But I rose to the challenge. I really thought I put on a great performance, and it showed me in the votes. I'm so happy to be through to week 3, and all I can say is stay tuned, because it's going to be awesome this week, and everyone has got amazing songs.
Apart from yourself, obviously it's an amazing lineup this year. Who do you get most excited about backstage when you're watching the performance, particularly on the nights you're not performing?
Always Rak-Su. Rak-Su get on stage and they bring something new to the table, and their songs are so catchy. All you can hear around the house is their songs, basically. They're fantastic, and I'm loving every second of this experience.
I'm curious, as someone who's primarily doing covers, how does it feel to be competing against people like Rak-Su and Grace, who are doing their own original songs as well?
I think that writing original songs is fantastic, but I want people to hear songs that they've already heard with a different take on them. I think that's my way of expressing myself, and at a later stage I would love to bring out original music. I do write, but I think for now I want to stick with the covers and do amazing covers. I want people to listen to a song like they've never heard it before.
In terms of the judges, obviously, they seem to be quite a nice lot this year. Can you talk a little bit about what it's been like working with them, and particularly your wonderful mentor?
The judges are amazing. I mean, obviously, especially Sharon. She's fantastic. She'll text me the most random things. She's so supportive of my music, and she really, really is a great mentor. Can't thank her enough.
Is there a particular piece of advice she's given you that you feel like you've benefited the most from?
She told me last week, and she texted me, and she said, enjoy every moment of it and just feel the rhythm of the music. And I did feel like I did that on stage, which is hopefully the reason why I got through.
This event is absolutely fantastic. The live shows are amazing, but to think 2 days ago I went back to Wales to graduate, and I'm now stood in my graduation suit on the red carpet in London in the gala. I'm just having an amazing time. I just see Michael Ball up there, and I'm a massive fan of his, so I'm just a bit, in shock, to be honest.
Can you describe what it feels like to be at the centre of the biggest show on TV, performing live for us every weekend?
To be performing live on a massive show like the X Factor is unbelievable. It's such an amazing feeling when you get on that stage. I try not to remember that millions of people are watching because it does scare me a bit, but I'm just loving every second and I'm so grateful to all the support.
I'm curious, obviously Grace is alongside you tonight. How does it feel to be someone performing primarily covers alongside people like Grace and Rak-Su, who are this season doing a lot more of their original material?
Well, I think, this year everyone's very different, so we don't want to copy each other. Grace and Rak-Su do covers, and hopefully if I do become a recording artist, then I can do my own music. But I don't think it's good to copy each other, just be the artist that we want to be and, do what we want as opposed to, being compared. Because I think we're in a competition for the public vote and not a competition between each other this year.
I know that this week in particular you've been talking about some of your own personal struggles with Crohn's. Can you talk about why it's so important for you to raise awareness given this platform?
Well, I think you saw me on Loose Women yesterday, I think it was. This week has been a bubble, but I think, I'm in the public eye now and I've got the chance to raise awareness about Crohn's disease, and already I've had people saying thank you because people don't realise how severe the disease is. It's great that they give me the opportunity to talk about it and help people because, to be in a public figure like, on X Factor, being on the X Factor is great now that I get to help because that's what I want to do. I've set up a Just Giving page and I really want people to, feel like they can talk about it and be proud of who they are because it doesn't hold you back. It hasn't held me back and, just to be nice.
We're going to obviously pay homage, and it's a tribute to George Michael himself. So, we're going to do a George Michael song, and we're going to put our little spin on it
to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to win the prize battle this week?
You know what? We just go from week to week, trying to get through to the week. And for us, we just take every show as it comes because as soon as you get to the end of the show and we get voted through, whether we get voted through at the top or the bottom of the night, as long as we get through, you kind of get home, you settle yourself and you have to go again. So it's always, you just try and get through the week and anything on top of that is a plus.
We've been able to leave our jobs and kind of dedicate our lives to music and follow a passion and something that we all as a collective care about. So it's amazing, and to do it with these three guys standing next to me is amazing. So
amazing to be here at the ITV Gala with the Voice family. I hear the blinds of the Voice are going incredible. Apparently the talent is off the scale. I can't wait to Gemma Collins has just arrived. I love it. She's got someone on.
No one upstage is GC.
I love it. I've lost track now what I was even saying.
Talking about The Voice and why it's so awesome and why this season's going to be the best ever.
Yeah, it sounds that it's going to be amazing. And Ollie Mers is the new coach. He says he's loving it, and I'm sure he's really great. So everything is good.
Do you think it's big shoes to fill without Gavin? Do you think he's got a big job on his hands because fans might miss Gavin?
Yeah, I think they're both amazing in different ways, and you can't really compare them because they are so different. If they were similar people, then you probably could, but because they're so different, I think that you can't compare them. They're both special in their own way.
What's the one thing you've taken away from your experience on The Voice?
One thing I've taken away from it, I think I just loved coaching their talent. The kids were incredible, and they inspired me because it made me want to be better because they were so good, and also just remembering the love. They just have a pure, innocent love of being on the stage and performing and singing and music. And, they have no, agenda, and they have no sort of ego, or they don't get caught up in it all or get worried when they don't get through to the next stage. It's just, they just love being there. So it's lovely to be in that atmosphere, and it just reminds you that that's what it's all about in the end.
I mean, it's pretty exciting. I'm fangirling over pretty much everyone, to be honest. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I live on watching ITV, so everyone I'm watching on TV, I'm seeing here today, I'm I know you.
Yeah. Of all the great shows on ITV, Towie's one that keeps going from strength to strength. Why do you think that is? Why do you think people are so eternally fascinated with the goings-on of Essex life?
I think it's because it's just so real, and I think people at home watching can relate to our lives, and that's why I think it's gone on strength to strength, because people can actually relate to what we're going through on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I think everyone is relatively normal on the show, so it's chucking a load of normal people on camera and just seeing what happens, and I think you see the ups and downs, and people love it.
Off the show, what have you guys got coming up yourselves at the moment?
I don't know if I can say that. I don't know, a lot of things. There's a lot of things. We've been really busy, haven't we, this week? It's been really good, so we're excited. And then we've got the Christmas special coming up as well. We filmed that in a few weeks, so that's always a good one. Makes us feel really Christmassy.
What are you guys most looking forward to about Christmas, especially Essexmas?
I've got to say, the roast dinner is my favourite part about at Christmas.
What does it mean to be celebrating with the ITV family, and how excited are you for Christmas?
Oh God, very two different questions. So ITV, I mean, it's an amazing channel. They provide so much entertainment and God knows what else. So yeah, no, it's amazing. I was a part of ITV for a long time, and it's great to be here with them. And Christmas, oh, cannot wait. I mean, I feel like this year in particular, I'm very excited. I don't know what it is. It's just something in the air. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait.
What's your favourite thing about Christmas? What's the best thing about Christmas?
I think the family aspect of it, and just the party aspect as well. Like, you know, when Christmas is coming, there's any excuse to go out and have a drink and party the night away. So yeah, I think that's the best thing. And also like just the love and the family aspect of it, I think is really nice.
Of course, you're here tonight with the whole Towie family. What do you think the magic of the show is? Why do you think it keeps capturing people's imagination after 26, 27 odd seasons now?
I think, how many seasons is it now?
Over 20, I think about 27.
I think I left at 17. I didn't realise it had gone 27. Jesus, yeah. So I just think it's one of those shows that started off as a very, very kind of controversial show that people weren't used to watching, crazy families, and everyone kind of could relate to them in certain ways. And now it's almost like a soap opera, so it's kind of evolved into an everyday, easy watching show. And it's, let's be honest, it's just the best. It's a great show, and I'm really proud to have been a part of it.
ITV's family, man. Like, I've been part of the ITV family for over 7 years now, and events like this, it's nice to catch up with you know, with people that you've seen over the years, because so many people, like when you do so many different shows, then you often find that you work with people that you know, and it's nice. It's all one big family, so it's nice to see everyone.
Obviously, I mean, Towie, of all the great things ITV's given us, is one that people still can't get enough of, still absolutely love. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the show has been such a long-running and popular success?
Towie's like a real life, it's like a reality version of EastEnders, isn't it? It's like, it's always things going on. It's always like makeups, breakups, comedy, drama. It's got a bit of everything, and people can really relate to it because it's real. And yeah, I just think that as long as we've got stuff going on in our lives and we're prepared to give it, then Towie can last for however long it needs to last for.
I'm curious, obviously you've been on our screens for a long time now. What's been your proudest moment and what's been your biggest cringe?
Winning the BAFTA's the best moment, and cringe, there's been too many.
Trying on Joey's clothes, I think.
Probably.
You got a message to fans before you leave us?
Just thanks for still being supportive of Towie. 7 years going strong. Lots of love. It's good to be back, and yeah, big up everyone.
How excited are you for Christmas, and what are you keeping your fingers most crossed for this year?
Oh my God, I mean, I think this year might be one of my biggest presents yet. I think I'm going to buy myself the biggest present I can. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be big, man. I mean, Santa's just pied me. He don't bring me presents no more, man. So I'm having to do it myself nowadays. But it's going to be the best Christmas ever, you know. I'm going to wrap my own presents. I'm going to build my own tree. I'm going to hang the things up on it, and put the presents under my tree, open them Christmas Day, wallop. There you go, Christmas done. My secret for a ring Christmas, I mean, I always wait till like 2 days before, then go, oh my God, it's nearly Christmas. And the people say it like 2 months before. I'll just say it like near enough towards the end. It's more exciting. It's more of like, oh my days, Christmas is like tomorrow, do you know what I'm saying? I think it's too much of a build-up, because once Christmas is over, it's over, it's done. Everyone's like, oh, all that excitement for no reason. I'm only excited for 24 hours. And it's done.
Looking to the next year, what have you got planned? Because you've done everything. You've met prime ministers, you've been to space. What's coming up in 2018 for Joey Essex?
Mate, you said it all, man. I've been to space. I've met all the prime ministers. Like, what else can I do? I don't know. Maybe I could trying to think of something else. I was about to say go to the moon, but I was almost there. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. Maybe buy a jetpack. I would love to buy a jetpack and just fly over to the ITV Gala next year. Maybe this year, maybe Christmas Day. I'll just come back here and start flying about on my jetpack.
In terms of educating Joey Essex, what's the biggest lesson you think you've taken away from the show? What have you learned on that show?
What have I learned? I've learned to... I mean, serious thing, being on your own is quite tough. And being on your own, you know, I was away for like a good two and a half months at one time, and just learned just to enjoy life as it is, as it comes, you know. Just enjoy life, man. Be happy. Don't take it too serious.
Talking about being on your own, how's your love life at the moment? Are you thinking about settling down because you're getting on a bit?
Mate, I'm 27, man. I'm still enjoying my life, mate. My love life's perfect. Being Joey Essex is all good, man. I'm just loving life. It's all good.
You have a message out there for all the fans, people who love your shows and can't wait to see what you've got up your sleeve next.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is to my fans. I don't even know what I've got up my sleeve next. So, and I know it's going to be a big one. It's going to be very exciting. I mean, there's a few things in mind, but yeah, 2018 is going to be a big one. And I want to say, yeah, keep watching me. Joey Essex, peace out. I'm out. Peace.